Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Child, one thing Melody Cherie Rogers is gonna do is she gonna confront you. She gonna ask the questions, hard or easy, and she gonna wait for you to answer. Child. And where did Tisha get this battery pack in her back? Because, baby, the girl is different this season, and I'm here for it, honey. She ain't taking no prisoners. She is speaking her mind, and I'm loving that for her. What am I talking about? Let's get into it. Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 3. New Beefcakes on the Block is the name of this episode, and I don't even know what that means for the show because nobody was eating beefcakes. But I'm assuming this is about the new girl and her being physically being a workout queen. But new beefcakes on the block, maybe it's a Huntsville term. I don't know. Didn't kind of go with that. Didn't go with the episode at all. But let's rate the episode, besties. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe so you can see the next videos and be in tune with the channel. Thank you for the support of the channel. How would you rate this episode? It was really we didn't see none of the guys. No Marceau, no Martel, and Maurice we see him next week, but none of the guys. I'm gonna give it a C, I think. Maybe a C plus. Okay. Let's get into it. So Nell and Melody go play pickleball. Pickleball is so popular. Everyone's doing it now. Looks like racquetball on a tennis court. But nevertheless, they're playing. Nell has never played pickleball before. She can't breathe. She ran out of breath. Mel comes to her rescue with a towel and some water. The water is hot. Blah, blah, blah. So they sit down. And honey, Melody didn't waste no time, honey. She asked her, why didn't you come to the podcast? And Nell can't, gosh, she just couldn't get it together. Nell says, it was sold out. Duh, you didn't think it was going to sell out? So Melody was like, nah, you didn't just say that. No, that's not what we doing. You didn't do that. Ain't what you did. That you're not doing that. Because you know you could have called me. You could have called, but this is what Melody said. You could have called me and asked to buy 2 tickets. I'm like, dang, you couldn't give her tickets? You didn't have no VIPs. She couldn't stand behind the stage. She had to call and buy tickets from you. Melody is not here to play, honey. She has 4 mouths to feed, and honey, nothing is given, okay? She's not giving nothing away. So then Nell says, well, I was in Georgia visiting some friends, and you sold out. And you could tell Nell is just lying. She just she's just lying. And so Mel was like, you could have asked for some tickets again. So Nell was like, you're right. I messed up. I need to learn how to get into this computer world and get all with the internet. And come on, really, Nell? You run a business. You don't know how to use the computer? You said you don't really do social media, and that's not a thing, but you do know how to operate a computer, girl. You run a business. And so Mel was just like, I just knew y'all was coming. I just didn't have to figure I had to call you and all that. I just knew you was coming. And I'm thinking to myself, if you have an event coming, why are you not sending out group chats and sending out, to promote it yourself? Why are you just assuming that your friends are going to come? You guys don't talk? Y'all can't talk until you film? Is that what I'm sensing? Like, these are friends, right? Don't you talk often? So it's just weird that a friend, you have an event, promote the event comes and goes, your friends don't come, and you had no contact with them during the process, nothing, no come with me to find an outfit, nothing. You don't talk to your friends, or yeah, I just couldn't do it when you weren't taping. Weird. So Melody tells Nell, well, Stormy bought her tickets in December. She bought 4 tickets. So Nell's back to, oh, I didn't know about it. And it's like, Melody is looking like, girl, be quiet. How many more excuses do you have in that brain of yours? So in the confessional, Nell is like, Melody has been let down and she's really hurt. And I need her just as much as she needs me. And, I got to do better. And she apologized. And so now changes the subject because she tired of being on the chop block about the podcast. So she asked Melody about Martell going to jail. Like, you sent him to jail. Was that what I heard? What did I hear? Was something about some DV and some communication, blah 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 blah. So Melody is like, yeah. So she tells her about the video, the revenge P that he was about to put out. He had his private covered to make it look like Melody was doing fellatio on someone else. And, Melody has said she has been letting stuff go all in 2022 and this, that, and a half. But last year, when they were in Houston, she calls her the baby mama. So that's what we will refer to Ariane Curry, aka Cold Slaw. We'll call her baby mama. Baby mama let it be known that she has the video and that her sister saw it and this, that, and a half. So Melody had to get proactive to stop this mess from happening. So she started putting things together. She's like, oh, they getting ready to really put this on blast and they covering him up to make it seem like it's not him. So she got in front of it. So she went down, took the video information, took it down to the magistrate, and they placed the warrant on Martell. And Melody gets into her. She believes in divine timing and everything lines up, and God was going to take the wheel. So then Nell is like, you know how I feel about putting a black man in jail. And Mel was like, what about a black woman being threatened with a private video that she did with her husband, blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, it makes sense now that you're saying that. But Nell's talking about, but you know about my son, because he's been in jail. And so Mel says in her confessionals, I'm glad. She said, Nell is a good friend, and she's glad that Nell was asking her the questions so she could give her the truth and the reasoning behind this warrant and him getting arrested. And so they talk about how Martell did the interview with Tasha K and how it backfired on him. God just don't like ugly. And so then they change the subject and they talk about Nell's stepdaughter and how she did an interview or two talking about, Chris Fletcher and Nell's relationship. Because, of course, he was married to her mom before Nell. So she's calling Nell. Nell was the side piece and all that. So Nell is like, yes, was Chris married when we started dating? Yes. I did not know he was married, but his type of married was he was divorcing. So it's not like he was actively married. So that doesn't really constitute as a side piece. Stepdaughter, your parents were getting divorced and a man is going to move on. Okay? And that's not her problem. If he's getting divorced, she can date. I mean, it's up to you if you choose to date somebody who's pending a divorce. That's on you. That's up to you. And it's totally fine if that's what you guys agreed to do. So clearly she found out later that he was divorcing. So Nell apologizes to Melody for not coming. And honey, Melody, she is never going to be short of putting it in your face. She was like, yeah. Oh, you apologize? Oh, yeah, for you not coming. You and Chris not coming? Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. I was like, goodness, Melody. So then we move over here. Stormy meets up with the new girl. We have a Latricia. They meet up at a cute little spot. They got a cute little charcuterie board. They got their wine. And Latricia is a gym rat. Like she works out. She's a trainer, possibly. And so when Stormy used to do hair, she did Latricia's hair. And so she was telling her, like, I remember you would work out in the morning, on lunch, at night, blah, blah, blah. So she was like, how often you working out? You're still doing 3 days a week? And so Latricia was like, well, it all depends on my level of anger, because that's how she gets it out. She don't talk about her problems. She works them out at the gym. And she looks good. And Stormy just lost 20 pounds. So they're complimenting each other. And Stormy said later in the show, when she was with Courtney, that she wanted to lose 20 more pounds. And it's like, oh, okay. Okay. She could do that. She's short. Okay. So they move on and talk about motherhood. They move into the motherhood thing. And Stormy is like, yeah, it's time. My son, it's time for another kid. And we're talking about a surrogate this time and this, that, and all that. So Trisha's like, well, I want to ask you, Tisha has been asking to train with me. And I wanted to ask you if it was cool, because I know y'all friendship kind of stopped. And so Stormy gave her the green light. She was like, she might be your vibe. Like you might vibe better with her. So yeah, go ahead, work her out, make her sweat, make her lose the weight, and do your thing. And so Stormy asked Latricia about her motivation. And so that's what I already brought this point out, that she was motivated by the anger that she had, I guess, with the ex-husband or whatever. So Trisha says she doesn't communicate well. She bottles it up and then she explodes. And so when they're talking about working out with Tisha, Stormy was just kind of warning Latricia about Marceau. Like he always interferes, and she talked about how she called him a bee and, female dog. And just like be careful, because once you try to get close to Tisha, he's going to insert himself. Like he's done it with Melody, he's done it with her, and that's just how he is. So she's like, okay, cool. So Stormy, these two have been friends a long time, because Latricia was in Stormy's wedding. So when she broke up with her husband, she didn't tell people, didn't make it public. So when she met Ken and they started hanging out, they kept their relationship under wraps. And so she just wanted to get to a good place, because I don't know, because I think she said something about, because she had been married to the ex-husband for so long, she just wasn't up for the questions of what happened, where, because it was a terrible relationship and she doesn't communicate. So Stormy saw them out and was like, all out the blue, you pop up with Ken, and this is a good look. Y'all look good together, compliment each other. You're equally yoked. And so they talked about the ex-husband for a second, and Stormy calls him Mr., like Mr. from The Color Purple, because he didn't respect Latricia and her feelings and didn't care and all that. And so she was like, yeah, he was very Mr.-ish. And she wasn't even close to him. But now that she's dating Ken, she's up for double dating and all that. And so then Latricia was like, yeah, I didn't bring him around. The ex-husband didn't bring him around much. And, we stayed together for the kids. And so now she's talking about how different the two relationships are, and how Ken is more calmer now. So when she pops off and want to go for whatever. He don't do that with her. He calms her down. And so Storm is like, yes, thumbs up, because she's pretty much saying that's how Courtney is. And so she asked Latricia, like, are there going to be wedding bells? And Latricia's like, yes. And so she's just like, Ken has softened me up. He was patient with me. And he's not what she's used to. She is used to throwing bricks, is what she said. I was like, girl, you do not need to be fighting for love, honey. Don't let nobody else take you there. A relationship is supposed to enhance what you have and who you are. He's supposed to bring peace to you, love, support, and we all deserve that. So, ladies, listen up. Even men, too. They also don't let nobody do you like Mr. We're not doing Mr. ish relationships, okay? We're going to do Kens. We're doing Kens and Courtney's. Okay, so Stormy and Courtney goes car shopping. He likes the old classics. We call them old schools. Nice warehouse full of everything. Lincolns, Buicks, Chevys, Camaros. It's just Chevelles. It just goes on and on and on. And they look nice. So she's looking for a car that's comfortable to get in the back seat. And spend quality time together. And so they just looked through all the cars. And so she was saying how Courtney is kind of hesitant about this surrogacy thing. And so her thing is, if he buys the car, she's calling the doctor and getting the ball rolling. And that's what he wants. Courtney is okay with the process because it's healthier for Stormy, because she almost died having their son. And so, oh no, I can't say that word. She almost, you know, went away from having her son. So he wants to know the process. He's good with it, and he wants a boy. And she has girl embryos, and so she's like letting him know, like, you want a boy? Okay, well, I got a girl, and I'm not trying to be old. So I think she wants the girl because she already has the boy. And so she's just kind of like nervous because with a surrogate, you can't breastfeed, So, she was just saying, like, with her son, she felt really close and she was in her motherhood bag because she was able to breastfeed. And so Courtney's like, well, this would be good because then now I'll be able to feed the baby like with the bottle and all that. And so she was like, what? What do you mean? She was like, you got a lot of good sleep when I was breastfeeding, because he couldn't wake up. But for what? She had to get up and feed the baby. And so they were talking about how the surrogate can't have sex while she's pregnant because of the STDs she can get if she's having unprotected sex and all that. So then Stormy talks about Latricia and how they can double date because she got a new man now and they're working out, they're workout rats and gym rats. And Courtney like, no, we can kick it, we can double date, we can play some spades. But Stormy's in the gym now, so she's like, we can go to the gym and do challenges and all that. And he's like, no, I'm not going in there to work out with them. They are bodybuilders. They will win any little competition. He said, we need to do something where we're going to win. So let's play spades. I was like, go ahead, Courtney. I like Courtney. So then we go over to Latricia and Ken's house. They have a nice, cute house, and they consider themselves gym junkies. Now, from her ex-husband, she has 2 kids, a son and a daughter. I believe the son is 18, the daughter is 10. And Ken is his name. Ken is from Ohio, but he's been living in Huntsville since he was 9. And Latricia is from Huntsville. And he has a daughter, not biologically, but he has a daughter, and she's 12. And so Latricia was talking about, I hope, one day we can get married and then we can have a blended family. And then she was telling him how Stormy was so shocked to see them together. And then she admits to us that she kept the relationship under wraps. And they were talking about, she's going to go ahead and call Letitia back so she could train her. And so he was like, who's Letitia? And he was like, Marcel's wife. And then he's like, oh, yeah. So they like Marcel. They hang out at Black. They see him at the gym. They really like Marcel. And she says she know all the guys, but she knows who they are, but she doesn't know them. So she says she sees Martell because she trains Destiny at the gym. Now, what does that mean? You know Martell because you train Destiny. Why would you know Martell? Because you train Destiny. Does Martell go to the same gym? Why is Martell in the mix when Destiny's going to work out? What's going on with them? Are they friends? Or is Destiny trying to get back? We'll get to that. We'll see how that unfolds. So they are going to get married. And at first, homeboy didn't want to get married. He didn't want no parts of that. But at the same time, he's a family man. And they both come from a big family. So how is it you don't want to get married? And I don't think he's ever said he was married before. But something must have happened to make him not want to get married. But he said, he's excited because he sees his mom in her. And she sees her dad in him. And I like that for them. So they're going to get married. He didn't want to get married, but now he does. He says, I got a right to change my mind. When you have something good, you don't let it go. And I'm like, high five, brother. And so she's excited about this wedding because the wedding she had with her ex-husband was small. And now with this, she can have a dream wedding. And he kept saying, yes, this is going to be a big wedding. We're going to have like 100 bridesmaids and 100 groomsmen because, I know everybody. I know lots of people. We both have a big family. And they mentioned that because that they see their parents in each other, that brings them peace. They bring each other peace. And I like that. That's what we want, people. Are you listening, besties? We want our mates to bring us peace. We want to be the peace for our mates. We're not doing struggle relationships anymore. That's played out. Okay. So here we go, y'all. Melody meets with Kimmy and Tisha. They have decided they're going to try this friendship thing. We're going to start over. We're going to connect. We're going to commit to being better. They meet at a botanica place full of plants. And I guess you take your pot and you got your plants and you make your own little plant. So cute in there. So it sounds like this is January because they were saying Happy New Year's to each other when Kimmy came in first with her cute curly little afro. And she has the same sweater that I have. I think I bought 2 of those sweaters, different colors. But they're on Amazon. I said, she got my sweater on. And she had it hooked up real nice. So they meet up. And the girls are in love with Melody's blonde swoop. Tisha came in and was like, did we get the old Melody? Oh, my God. So they're catching up. So Melody's asking Tisha, like, what's up with you? So Tisha's like, we went to South Africa. The whole family, we went. So they show us pictures of the 5 of them in South Africa. And Melody just had to put a little razzle dazzle in there. She was like, oh, so Marcel didn't leave you this time. Took all of y'all this time. Okay, he didn't go by himself. Okay, that's good. I'm like, dang, Melody. Dang. Can you bring it down a notch? So then, what else? Oh, they were asking about, are you being a stay-at-home mom? Because you said that's what you wanted more of. so you can be there for the kids. And so she says, as the kids are growing up, she thought, she would be there and want to be there for everything. And she's like more busier because the school is busy and all the activities and all that. And she's trying to balance out the stay-at-home mom thing with the kids' schools and work. And then she's like, I'm not trying to act like I'm the first person to try to figure it out. I'm not going to cry about it because I'm going to figure it out. Yep, you will, girl. Just keep doing what you do. You are resilient, Letitia. We are the mothers of mothers. We know how to get stuff done, honey. We know how to work, do the school, do the homework, cook, clean. We know how to do it all. Your kids are growing up. You can delegate chores to them. Get some help. Y'all rich, get a nanny. But Marceau would love for her to be a housewife. And she tried to do that before and didn't want to be a housewife. She wanted to, the kids got their hair care. So let's see. Again, I'm loving the new Tisha. Come on, girl. Is this because your cousin threw water in your face last season? She probably like, that was so embarrassing, and I ain't gonna let nobody do that again. Go on, Tisha, girl. Okay, so then Kimmy tells us that her mother was diagnosed in November last year with breast cancer also. So she had her mom, they went to the hospital, she got the surgery, she's doing good, but she had her mom come stay with her over the holidays, and she got her healthy, and everything is fine now. And it's just like, oh my goodness. And so Melody was saying how much she loves her mom and all that. And I think we've seen Kimmy's mom once or twice. And then they talk about the property that they have, and it's 8 units, and they only have one more left. And they kept bleeping out stuff. And it was like, what are they saying about this property that we can't hear? That was kind of weird, but I digress. So Tisha asked Mel about Martell's arrest. And she said, oh, you didn't ask your husband? Melody be on it, honey. Melody be ready for the girls. You're not coming for her. She's always on ready. Oh, she said, you didn't ask your husband? Because he sure been talking. So Melody says in her confessional, that she gonna check Marceau because he been talking. She gonna check him. I said, oh boy, yes. And we do see it in the previews. They gonna have a sit down. Now Kimmy says in her confessional after Melody explains, the revenge P, the video, the baby mama knowing about it, trying to put it out, the hiding of the peanut, the third leg, and blah, blah, blah. And after she explains to them how she did take it there because of all the stuff she was doing and saying and how she... So actually, I just love this because Kimmy in her confessional said, well, now that she's explained it, it makes more sense now. And she's like, I understand wholeheartedly why Melody did what she did. It makes a lot of sense. So Tisha agrees that you should not share videos that you do. You shouldn't share with anybody the videos that you do with your spouse. Like, that is just a no-no. And she was like, I guess there's just no hope for him. Okay, yes, Tisha, come on, get on board, honey. I know you follow the blog. There's been no hope for Martell. But God is good and he can change people. We have to pray. So Mel goes ahead and tells Tisha, holds her accountable. Like, I didn't hear from you when all that was going on. I didn't hear from you. So Tisha was like, look, I just don't know when to reach out to you, Mel. Like, I just don't know when it's okay, And I think that was the realest. I really like that Tisha is coming into her own and she can be honest and transparent. Like, I don't know when to talk to you. And then then Melody tried to come for Kimmy. Kimmy said, I called you. No, you text me. No. Kimmy was like, I called you. And then I text you. And I told you that your voicemail was full and I couldn't leave a message because I'm sure that everybody was calling you. She said, no. I called and I text. So then Tisha said that they are in a better place now. And so she said she will do better as a friend to Melody. And she apologized. And she like, okay, dang, I'm going to do better because Melody probably was cutting her eyes at her. And so she asked about the podcast. And Tisha was like, no invitation, no me. No invitation, no me. So Melody was like, it was a public thing. So you're telling me I was supposed to invite you personally to something that was public, blah, 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 right? And so Tisha was like, check this out, honey. She was like, in her confessional, I've been put out of one of Melody's events. She was like, and it will never happen again. I can forgive, but I do not forget. Tisha said, I need to be invited by her in order to show up and support her. That's how she's rolling. You're not going to put her out of no more events. Okay? And so Kimmy said, and so Melody was like, and you too? And Kimmy said, oh no, my reason is different. And I'll tell you. She said, I didn't come because of, what did she call the millimeter? She was like, the folks that support you. I think that's what she said. The folks that are there for you. And she said, who, the millimeters? I'm like, dang, like, Melody. She said, the millimeters, no, the folks that are supportive of you, they are mean to us. And so she was like, where you get that from? Who told you that? No, they said something about, no. Kimmy was saying, like, I heard, like, at the event, the energy was so negative. And then Melody asked her, who told you that? And so they said, Sunny. Sunny said it. And so Melody is like, oh, no, let me tell you why the energy was negative while she was there. Because that's Destiny's producer. And they feel like she was foul for, snagging Moses. And so Kimmy is like, that's my point. If we would have been there, the energy would have been negative. What Kimmy is saying, Melody, is that your millimeters are mean to the cast. So what she's saying is it was best that they were not there because ain't nobody trying to go into the lion's den and get beat up. This girl is too old to be in there fighting them crazy women. Who did they describe them as? They're mean and all that. So, they all was saying how, Moses just didn't keep it real with Destiny. Like, he didn't keep it 100. I think that's what Melody said. Because she was saying when she was on the panel, when she was there, she was kind of like, don't y'all think y'all need to have a talk with Destiny? And it was just like how Moses, he wasn't saying much. It was all on Sunny. They was all jumping down Sunny's throat. And so I think Kimmy was saying, well, the girl code was broken. And Child Melody laughs. And it's like, oh my God, like, why are you laughing? And so Melody's like, I'm laughing because you talking about a girl code. Destiny don't know no girl codes. So Kimmy's like, y'all are friends, right? You guys are cool. And she was like, I don't know what Destiny does because we are not friends. She said, I don't know what the people do, and I ain't put nothing past nobody. So Melody explains in her confessional, like, but all that she's been through now to this point, she realizes that she appreciates loyalty from her friends. And it's very important to her for her friends to have loyalty to her. Because she has been hurt, like Nell said. Martell has hurt her. And she said, and Melody says she can recognize the real friends versus the fake friends. So it's safe to say that Destiny is a fake friend because she's really Martell's friend from, I think y'all went to high school or whatever. And so Destiny just wasn't a good friend. And or was Melody not a good friend to Destiny? But anyway, that was the episode. I think I gave it a C plus. Besties, write down in the comments what you rate the episode and leave your comments. Keep them respectful. Say your piece. Don't argue with me and mine because my TV shows my eyes what I see. So just let me know what your TV shows your eyes. And I will see you on the next video, besties. Bye-bye.